everybody, welcome back to Science Lab and Tech, and in today's video I'm going to be addressing a few issues that we have found wrong after coding the platformer in the previous video. So you might see that this is a code that we have coded yesterday, but if I were to switch on the green flag and do the ceiling detection, yes, it is perfectly fine. The slope is also working quite fine. He climbs up the slope quite fast. But what about wall detection? Oh my god, it's coming up and then pushing itself down. We do not want this to happen. Especially this. These are all errors and need to be fixed in this video. So let us start. First, let us start with seeing how many times have we asked the platform to change y by 1 depending on the slope detection. So let us see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So that is 9. And now if we just say change y by minus 1, it will 9 plus minus 1, what is that? It's going to be 8. So it will move up by 8, which we don't want it to do. So here, in this if touching platform or stage block, we need to change this change y by minus 1 block to change y by minus 9. Now let us enlarge in this and click the green flag, and we are not moving up. So we have got perfect wall detection. Now let us try the slope detection. Yes, we've got perfect slope detection as well. Now ceiling detection, not slope detection. Now let us try the slope detection, and yeah, we have a perfect and working slope. So that's that. So now we have to add walking costumes to our character. So let us begin. I'm going to the costumes section and I'm going to duplicate 2 costumes. In this costume, I'm going to delete the right part and I'm going to bring this a bit more forward, and in this costume, I'm going to delete this, duplicate this costume, then select all of this and say flip horizontally, making it 2 costumes. So now we have to go to the code section and we have to search for where we do the key movements, which is over here. So you go to the look section and now you say switch costume 2. Costume 2 if we are going right, and costume 3 if we are going left. Switch costume 3. Yeah, so now it should be getting a perfect place. As you can see, our character now does the moving animations too. It is cool. And now then but what about the middle costume that has both of its eyes moving? This costume 1. So in this case, what you're supposed to do is stop the code, go to the control section and drag another if block. Put it over here. Remove this code for a second so that we can put this if after this blocks. Then place it back inside here. And now go to the operator section and drag a not. Put it inside the boolean. Then drag an or. If not, dash or dash. In this case, all you have to do is drag if not key right pressed or key left pressed like this. Then now we go to the look section and we drag a switch costume to costume 1. Now as you can see, we are able to switch the costumes. Let me enlarge in this. We are able to switch the costumes if we are not pressing any type of key. Save point. Now you save your project or select auto save, and now we have to code new levels. So the way new levels work is once the guy goes to the end of the screen, then the level changes and he gets a harder or easier level. So let us begin that. First, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go to the platforms or stage sprite, and I'm going to remove this wall detection thing, or I'm just going to, copy this, paste this, and move this all the way here. So we get a perfect and working while detection. We get a perfect and working while detection with that. And after that, what we're supposed to do is that we're supposed to create a new costume. So we duplicate the costume, or we just delete this stuff, and then we just add another line where it's supposed to be like that. Now select all of these costumes and drag them to the bottom, and after that all you have to do is, so first, after all of these things are over, you add another if condition. If you are using another sprite for teleporting, you can say if touching that sprite, or because I'm not using that, I'm going to say if X position is greater than the end of the screen towards the right, which is probably, let's say, 230. Go to the motion section and drag the exposition from the bottom. So yeah, if exposition is greater than 230, then now what we do is that we broadcast a new message to all sprites called level up. Now we have to go to the platform or stage sprite, and now we have to say when I receive level up, then next costume. Go to the look section and select next costume. So what this should do is that it should create something, but we already have an error. So here's the error. Number one, if I go towards this side, the costumes are switching. Yes, but costumes are switching, but the player is not moving to another level and he's staying in the end. Thus, what it does is that it switches the costumes, but the player does not go to the new level to start the new level. So, to do this, what we have to do is that first we have to initialize a level. This was the only type of code we did in the platform sprite. Instead, we should go to the event section and drag a when flag clicked block, and we go to the look section and say switch costume to costume 1. This is our first level. And then when I receive level up, you can say switch to the next costume. And when the player levels up, he should go back to his starting or initial position. So let me find a good initial position for me. I'll see both of the levels and see which one is a good initial position. Based on my idea, it's this. So let us see what is that. 154 and minus 36. So what we are supposed to do is when flag clicked, we go to the motion section and then go to block and then put this and we put minus 154 and minus 36. Minus 154 and minus 36. So this should initialize the guy. As you can see, we're clicking the green flag many times, and as you can see, it initializes the player. It perfectly initializes the player, and that's how it's supposed to do. So after that, we are going to jump up and we're going to go to the next level. But it still does not change anything. This is because when the new level is broadcasted, the player is not going to his initial position. To fix that, what we're supposed to do is take this go to XY block, drag it all the way to the bottom part of the code, and then we have to put this here. And now we will perfectly get a new level animation. So here we go up, and we start a new level. Perfect. This is exactly what we want, and that is how to create levels. If you want to increase more and more levels, all you have to do, wrong button. All you have to do is duplicate the sprite, or if you want, just start painting from the beginning, and you can create new sprites like that. And you can continue moving with the level. So just in case, if you want to create a new level, if you want to create a level variable that shows your players about how their levels are faring, you go to the player sprite, say variables, and then say make a variable, and then we'll call this level. And now we're going to say okay. So when we start the game, we want to set the level to 1. So we'll say when flag click, set level to 1. After that, what we do is that we want to change the level by 1 each and every time we receive the level up broadcast. So we go to the events and say when I receive block, and switch it from level up from the drop down, and then all you have to do is ask it to change level by 1. So change level by 1 right there. With that, we perfectly have a working level showing system. If you are still not really that much convinced with how to create the level variable, or want to do more, want to create it a bit more stylish, well, that's your wish. You can take a costumes tab, position something new, and yeah, you can do that. But here we have a problem. What is the problem? The guy can't wall jump. For wall jumping, we need to add just a small bit of easy code. So for wall jumping, you go to the place where you have done wall detection, which is here. Drag an if-else statement right over here, and then say if up. Drag the up part from the top over here. Drag the up part from there, put it here. Oh yeah, we are supposed to add an AND operator too. And wait, if up, then if x is greater than 0, really that worst in wall jumping part. If x, add another if else, if x is greater than 0, this variable x, then all we have to do is set x to, let's say set x to about 10. If x is greater than 0, which means it's moving in a positive direction, then you set it to minus 10. And if he's moving in a negative direction, you set x to 10. Then after that, we need to code something that changes the y to. So let us put this thing over here, and we'll drag this x, put it inside the else loop, and then we'll drag a set y to 10, let's say. Yeah, drag it over here. Now, do we have wall jumping? I hope we do. And yes, we do have wall jumping now. Or at least what I think is wall jumping. Yeah, we have perfect wall jumping right now. And if we don't want to wall jump, we have wall detection as well. Do we have slope detection? The slope detection reduces itself, which is not what we want. So we can drag this x back up to where it used to be over here, and we are having this perfect moving up part. So we have wall jumping too right now. What else do we need? And as you can see, if we are not setting the x to 0, then he is just able to jump like that, which we don't want it to do. So we are going to set the x to 0 either way over here. Let us put the green flag clicked again. We are moving this guy slowly right now, which is exactly how slope should be. He reduces his velocity when he goes through the slope. Do we have wall detection yet? No, we are not able to get perfect ceiling detection yet. So, perfect wall jumping yet. So, what we're supposed to do is we are going to remove the set x to 0 block in this place, and now we are going to continue it, and we have wall jumping. That's nice. So, I think that is it for the code. and platform sprite. Now we have to code enemy AI. How do we code enemy AI? So let us start by making another new level called level 4. It's going to be a vector level, not a bitmap one. I'm going to be creating a wall and a ceiling for the AI to pass through, just to make sure that he knows where he's going for the AI test. So what we're supposed to do in this case is just duplicate the player sprite. We duplicate the player sprite and we call this AI. So as per TikTok, the right key should not be K, right arrow pressed. So remove all of these boolean conditions right over here. Remove this forever broadcast TikTok, and this X should be only for the AI. Remember, so yeah, we have that. We don't want to broadcast twice, green flag clicked. And we got to set him to the left of the screen, not to the right. I hope this is the player turn, I think. Okay, so this is the AI. We want him to start over here. So that is 212x and minus 54y. So let's type 212 and minus 54. 212 and minus 54. So yeah, that is our enemy's initialization. The enemy cannot exit the level. That is what we want it to do. And we don't want it to broadcast level up by 1 either. So either way, if the level up is there, then you just change all of these player things to 212 x and minus 36, and yeah, this is what you're supposed to change. Level up, go to 212 minus 36. If x position is greater than 230, go to 212 minus 36. So yeah, I suppose that is that. So the main thing is that the enemy should know where is he moving, and let us change the costume's color a bit so that we can realize he is enemy and not a friend to the player. Let us change him to the red color. Let us make his eyes black. Aha, I'm evil. So let us make his eyes black. So then what that should do is that we're supposed to define how will he go right, how will he go left, and how will he jump. We've already defined the friction, that is why. Keep the friction as 0.9. You can reduce it if you think the enemy is way too fast though. So now we have to say if. Now we have to go to the player and we have to create a variable. Let us name it xpass for all sprites, and let us create another variable ypass for all sprites. Hide these two, hide x, hide y, and hide xpass and hide ypass. Just show level, drag it to the top. So what we want the player to do is forever set the xpass to x position. So we are going to drag a when flag clicked and a forever block. So let us go to the event section and drag a when flag clicked block, and after that you go and add a forever loop from the control section, and you drag to set blocks from variable section, and then change it to xpass and ypass. Now set xpass to x position and set ypass to y position. Now that should set the xpass to x position and ypass to y position. So let us go to the variable section to see that. As you can see, it is changing according to where he is sitting, which is exactly what we wanted to do. And now we hide these things again, and now we go to the AI sprite. So after that, we are going to say if, let us drag a control section, let us go to the operator section and drag a greater than block and place it into where the right boolean condition should be. And let us say if x position or xpass variable that we selected earlier is greater than, go to the motion section and drag x position, then switch costume to costume 2, then change x by minus 9. So what you'll see is that 1 second. Let me drag this guy over here. No. Okay. Let us go to level 4, the level which we created specially for this enemy AI thing. Yeah. I hope he can come forward. Change x by x. So x pass here is smaller than x position. So we have to make him move left. So in that case, all we have to do is reverse flip this. That's basically put a minus or a smaller than block and then duplicate these two things and place them right over here. And then place them where the left thing would be. And as you can see, lol, this guy keeps chasing me. Yeah, this is how you can create a smart and advanced enemy AI. But he doesn't jump, he just moves around. And there's no fun with enemy friend that's not jumping. Right, so as per jump, we are going to say if y pass is greater than y position. So delete the x pass and x position from the duplicated block. Go to motion section, drag the y position in the smaller than this part to the right side of the block. And then all you're supposed to do is drag the y pass from the side, put this block after that over here. Remember, this is all the coding for the AI sprite, not the player. Let us change the level to level 2 because we don't want this guy. This is why, please ignore the background conditions, please ignore the background conditions. So now as you can see, the guy jumps, he can jump, but the thing is, he's becoming way too good. He's literally jumping each and every time. So we want a delay. We really want a delay. Otherwise, he'll jump whenever the player jumps. And there's simply no point in that. So for the case of a delay, what you're supposed to do is, if up, then set y to somewhere near 10. That should reduce his jumping height. So let us change the level. I'm very sorry if you heard the background noises. I'm very sorry for that. And now as you can see, the guy can't really jump that high. And that's how you can create an advanced enemy AI. So that's that. So with that, we've kind of finished coding an entire smart platformer game. As you can see, the guy can wall jump too, making it very cool for him to do that. And he can jump through the walls too. That's just so fun to see. Though his wall jumping velocity is a bit smaller, he can still wall jump, which is very nice to know. But can he detect the ceiling? That is what we should know right now. Which he can probably do because he changes the y by y into -1. So with that, I think we have finished from a game. So if you have liked this series, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. It has been very fun to code. It has been a lot of fun to code all of this stuff. And please check out Anand KS's Tech on Scratch. That is where I do all of these things. Save your project and you're ready to share it. That's that. Now, all I'm going to do is show you the whole game now in full screen. We don't want this guy to still show though. So we go back inside the code and we want him to show in either the levels 2 or level 4. So drag a when flag click from the event section, drag a forever loop from the control section, and drag an if else loop from the control section. And now all you're supposed to do is drag an OR thing from the operator section, and after that all you're supposed to do is drag two equal to's and put them in either side of the OR. And in this case, all you're supposed to do is, I'm very sorry, my mouse is glitching. So all you're supposed to do is make this 2 and make this 4. And then go to the variable section and drag level from both of the places. And then go to the look section and drag a show and hide in the if and else respectively. So now the guy hides himself, and I'm going to show you the whole game at last in full screen mode. He slows down when he's moving, perfect. He has perfect ceiling detection, perfect. He has good wall jumping and perfect wall detection, also perfect. So that is all perfect. That shows that we have coded everything properly in this case. And now we have this enemy who is showing himself, but he seems to have fallen to the bottom, which is not what we want. But then I think he'll probably stay there in level 4. If you want to show the enemy at all cases, you can do that. There's no problem in that. But the enemy is falling down to the bottom of the sprite, which is something we don't want it to do. So what we're going to do is that we're going to set the ghost effect to 100. This should probably make the set ghost effect to 0 and set ghost effect to 100. So what this does is that the enemy will not be seen at all, and that is the end. Thank you for watching, and I will see you later. Let us